Hi there Makeup Addicts, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Sarah, welcome. Today we are going to be testing these new Ardell Aqua Lashes. So I bought these from Superdrug today after seeing Soph Does Life. I'll link her channel in the description box, but if you know my channel, you definitely know her channel. And she tested these the other day and I thought I would give them a try. I've got a few videos on this channel which are about easy to use lashes because I am not very good at them. I'm not very good at the whole glue them, wait for it to dry just to that right amount, pop it on your eyes and go. I just can't do it. So I need magnetic lashes, or these don't even require any sort of glue or adhesive. So I thought I'd give these a try. These are Ardell's Aqua Lashes. So I'll do a very quick eyeshadow look. So you kind of get 2 for 1 in this video today because I realise it has been so unbelievably long since I actually put a video up that I should put some good content on for you today. Not that me doing my makeup is excellent content. Oh, come on. So it's weird that we open these and actually you expect a little glue to fall out, but just some instructions, thankfully. So let's just have a look at these. They do look like really quite feathered. They look like they've got like different layers to them, if you see what I mean. They look nicely feathered. You see how there's like some lashes that stick up a little bit higher than the lower. If I push them flat, you should be able to see the difference there. And they've got this like really pronounced black line here, and this is supposed to mimic eyeliner. Well, that's what I understand of these anyway. These are the 3-for-1. I think these are the most natural ones that you can get. I bought them from Superdrug. They're $6.99. So we're going to give these a try. I'm definitely going to need to cut these down. Oh wow, they're like really hard. They're like not flexible, like proper. Well, quite tacky actually, but maybe that's just the glue to keep them in the packaging. No, I actually think they're quite tacky. But they're like really quite stiff, like really plasticky, I suppose. Oh, that's really interesting. I'm definitely going to have to cut these down by some way. I reckon I'm going to have to take both the edges off, and then maybe a little bit of this outside edge is going to have to come off as well because I have very small eyes. But we're going to give this a try. The instructions are very small. 3-step application. Align the blend, remove lash tabs by trimming each end, trim the lash if you need to, immerse the lash band in warm water for 10 to 15 seconds, fully saturated before applying, removal. To remove, saturate a cotton swab with water and apply along the lash band, gently peel away. Okay, so you do have to get them wet to get them off. That's fine, because if you're taking them off, you'd assume that would be the end of the day and you don't need them anymore. Still quite interesting to know whether they're usable again after that though. So I'm going to go away, I'm going to put some eyeshadow on, so I'll see you in a minute, and then we'll try these, and hopefully these water activated lashes don't ruin my eye makeup. Today I'm going to be using the Urban Decay Naked Ultraviolet palette. I haven't used this probably since I actually did the review video on it, so let's get into this. So the first thing I'm going to do, like I do every time, is prime my eyelids. Today I'm using MAC's Soft Ochre Paint Pot, which is my personal favourite, and this old densely packed brush which I always use and have no idea where it's from or what it's called. And I'm just going to put that all over my eyelid, followed by patting it in with a beauty blender just to get rid of any brush marks. The first shade I'm going to use is the palest shade in the palette, and that's called Trippin', and I'm just going to put that on a big fluffy brush and just put that all over my eyelid just to give myself a nice matte base. Next up, I'm just going to take a slightly smaller fluffy brush. I think this is a MAC 221, and I'm just going to take the shade Mind Slip. This shade looks so much nicer on the eye than it does in the palette. It's also, I think, a little bit darker on the eye than it looks in the palette. Really nice corally pinky orange shade, and I'm just using this as a transition shade. I'm putting it all the way through my crease. I layered it up quite a lot. I must have gone back into the palette 4 or 5 times just to layer this up and just wanted to blow it out so it was a nice smooth transition. Next, I just wanted to deepen up the outer edges, so I took the shade Hacked on a slightly denser brush. This is a Spectrum pencil brush, I think, and I'm just going to take that on these outer edges. Interestingly, I did need to layer this up quite a lot to really get the payoff of the colour, which I wasn't expecting, if I was honest, but either way, really nice shade, and eventually it made for a really nice deeper outer corner. Then I took that previous brush and went back into Mindslip just to blend it all together. After a bit of debating with myself about whether to go bright purple or whether to keep this relatively subtle, I decided to take the shade VR, and this is a MAC 239 brush, but it just wasn't paying off the way I wanted it to, and I do actually remember this colour being really nice. So I went ahead, popped it on my finger, and oh my word, I love this shade. I mean, it's such a nice formula. It really plays with your eyes. Such tiny, tiny particles of sparkliness in it. I wish I had an event or occasion to actually wear makeup, because I'd 100% wear this look. Once I'd finished piling that on, I just took that fluffy brush from before, didn't add any more product to it, but just blended out the edge between the sparkly shade and that nice coral shade. Then I did fancy a little bit of colour, so I took the shade Lucid, which is this green neon sparkly shade in the palette. I took that and I popped that on my inner corner and just underneath my brow bone, and when it catches the light, it's a really gorgeous shade. You'd look at it and think it's the shade in the palette you wouldn't really wear all that often, but I do actually think it works with this look. Feel free to disagree with me in the comments. Then I just took exactly the same matte shades and just ran those on my lower lash line, just deepening up the outer corner with Hacked again. Then I curled my lashes with, as you can see, what are my horrifically dirty lash curlers. I had my warm water ready and I was just going to pour a tiny amount into the lid to get them wet, but first I just measured them up just to see, as I thought, these are really too big for me. So I trimmed off the edges and a little bit more, to be fair. I definitely warn you that they can be quite fragile. They're not unbreakable. I managed to snap them while I was trimming them down, though you will come to see that that makes no difference really to their use. I dipped them into the water. Immediately you find yourself letting go of them, therefore this is just a really messy way of doing it. I then dried them off with a bit of tissue and went to apply them. They were in the water for a good 15 seconds, maybe a little bit longer, and I must admit my first attempt at putting them on was not hugely successful. I don't think I helped myself by forgetting to get my lash tweezers out of my drawer, so I'm sat here trying to faff around with my finger. However, I must admit I do find it easier to put lashes on just with my hands rather than trying to use a tool. I really felt like the lash band was too stiff at this point. Like, it just wouldn't bend to fit my eye shape, and considering it is quite stiff, you know, snappable, this is quite a stiff lash base. It was, yeah, I did find it difficult the first time, I must admit. Then you realise, then you try and take them off and do it again, and you see that the glue is there because you see that string of glue come off with the lash, and actually that then remains all over your own lashes. So it's worth noting that if you don't get it right first time, you could end up with a little bit of a mess going on. I did really like the way they were starting to look. I do like the idea of that lash band like replacing your eyeliner, because I don't know about you, but I find it really hard to get a properly straight line when I do my eyeliner with no ridges and no bumps. So to have something that basically comes with a perfectly drawn liner, I mean, that's fine by me, absolutely fine by me. You can see here, this is like, I've not chopped anything out of this footage. This is like real time me trying to get them on, and it was a bit of a fiddle. You generally would need to do your eyes first because you're just going to end up with drops of water all over your face. And whilst it's okay to feel that you can poke around your eyes when it's just water, that's not going to hurt you, like if you got lash glue in your eyes or whatever. Just, it's not worth having your makeup done and then having to wipe away water. I did also, off camera, chop off the bit of lash that was annoying me a few seconds ago. You can see it there now, it's about to vanish. But I thought that would look a bit awkward if I did it on camera. So I've just got that out. You can see it just really struggles to stick with the right shape. I had more success with these the longer they were wet, and that started to become the secret to putting them on. Here you see I finally get my tool ready, and this is where I did actually start to get things right. But I also think this has got a lot to do with the fact that they were wet for quite a long time, that they became far more malleable and would bend to the shape of my eye. So doing it this way, and after 5 minutes of them being wet, they stuck really nicely, and I really do like the way they look. I mean, all along, outside of the fiddliness of getting them on, I have liked the way that they actually look. I feel like they look really neat on your eye. So at this point I'd got them stuck down. I was just struggling with the positioning of the inner corner. Then as I started to put mascara on, which I completely forgot to do beforehand, I started to realise that I had an ever so small gap between my lashes and the false lashes where you can like see the skin, and that's not a nice look. While I was filming this I couldn't really see it. It wasn't until I caught myself looking up in the mirror, here I think it was, that I realised that there was a gap. So that's a shame because of the way that I put them on. That's just not very skillful applying of false lashes. So I wanted to take them off. I wanted to take them off and try again. And the removal technique is to use a cotton swab and just rub it over the band and remove them. So that's what I did. I took this cotton swab, it was soaked in water for like 10 or 15 seconds, and then I just ran it along that lash line. And do you know what? They came off like a treat. You end up with that stringy, horrible, it really isn't nice when you pull them off and there's a string of glue still attached to your face. You'll see it in a sec, but it's not very nice. And it does leave a residue and it does pull off your makeup, but a quick wipe with that cotton swab and it gets rid of most of the gunk, which is good. Then these were still wet, so I just wiped them with that cotton swab again to keep them wet and went back in to try and give it another pop, and this was far more successful. After they've been wet for such a long time, they just get far more malleable and you can like really work with them a bit more. And whilst I'm still not the best person in the whole world at putting lashes on, you know, I'm never going to be, so that's fine. But for me, these just went on far easier than the first time I tried, when everything just stayed in the same shape as it was in the box. I also felt that the glue at this point, because it had been wet for so long, just allowed you to move the lashes around a little bit once you put them on, instead of just them being wet and then you having to just put them on your eye and waiting for it to adhere. It stuck straight away and I could just move them around and get them exactly where I wanted them. By this point, I actually quite like them. I feel like I need to get better at putting them on, but I actually think this isn't a bad idea at all, especially if you can just get to that point where you can get them to the right amount of being wet, don't know what the word for that is, the right amount of being wet, and go from there. I actually think that these could be pretty usable, and I think they stick really solidly too. You know what, I think I get it. I think I understand how to make these work regularly. Yeah, okay. So you could either take the lash and dunk it in for 15 seconds in some water, or you could do what you do to take them off, and that's take a Q-tip, dunk that in water and rub it along the line for 15 seconds, and when this starts to feel like it's sticking to it, that's when you stop. And I would just add here that you just keep re-moisturising them with that Q-tip until they're at that really tacky point where they're ready to stick to your eyes. Then you can put it on your eyes, because that's what I did to clean it, and that's what I did to get it off, and it is sat here so, like, I did that 5 minutes ago, and it is sat here so tacky that it would easily stick back to my eye again. So it's interesting that I'm just waiting for these to cool down. It's interesting that I'm just waiting for these to dry, and then we'll see whether they just go back into their original format, into their original plasticky format, because at the minute they are still incredibly sticky. Also worth noting that I snapped these by accident, and it made absolutely no difference to the way that they applied to my eyes, so I wouldn't worry too much about that. If you do that hole, then you might end up snapping them. They're stiff but not unbreakable. So I'm just going to wait for these to dry. I'll be right back. Okay, that's near enough dry. I mean, it's dry enough that there isn't any stringy glue coming off. I'd say that just took about 5 minutes to dry, give or take me blowing on it. It's also worth noting that now it's dry, some of these lashes have got glue on them and have stuck together. Now, I'm actually fairly certain that when you wet the band again, that glue will also become malleable and you'll be able to just comb them apart, but I'm not going to do that just now. I will also add here that when they were completely dry, I did take a tiny brow brush and brush the lashes apart. It did do the trick, they separated fine, but I don't think they'll ever look the way they did originally. But I am going to pop them back in their home. And do you know what? I actually quite like these. I will actually use these, and I'm going to do it in that way that I said, where I'm just going to dunk a Q-tip in some water and just rub it along the line of glue, and that is just far more controllable than dunking the whole thing into water and getting all of it wet. Then you have to dry it, then you have to put it on your eye before it dries again. Ah, la 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 la. I really like these. I like these. I'm going to use them again. I think it'll be interesting to see how many times they're usable, because they're $6.99. So whilst I know that that's not a particularly expensive lash, it's not particularly a cheap one either, especially if you don't get to use it very often. So $6.99, Aqua Lashes by Ardell. Thumbs up from me. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and hit the like button. Small channel like me really appreciates it. And I actually realised that I haven't spoken about the giveaway, or I've not shown you what's in the giveaway for a long time, yet I have been added to it, so I'm going to do that now. This is what's in my giveaway so far. When we reach 500 subscribers, I'll do a small giveaway. I know it's not a massive amount of stuff, but I'm going to keep adding to this so that this gets bigger and bigger as we grow towards 500 subscribers. As of the day that I'm recording this, we've got 371, which, you know, like 6 months ago, even that number to me would have felt ridiculous. So thank you to all the new subscribers that have come along in the last couple of weeks. That number has been creeping up. I really, really appreciate it. I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. I hope you're looking forward to this actually being a giveaway. The more subscribers we get, the quicker we get them, the quicker this becomes something that you could win. Thanks so much for watching. If you do want to be part of this giveaway, or if you actually just like my content, then please go ahead and hit the subscribe button. I can't wait to catch you in my next video. Bye for now.